Hari Om Tat Sat. Welcome to Swami Jyotirmayananda Society, our journey to self realization. Please subscribe for the mystical meanings and to enjoy daily satsang. We are currently exploring the book Advice to Householders, authored by Swami Jyotirmayananda Maharaj and narrated by myself, Swami Nikhilananda. In today's satsang, we will continue the importance of spiritual education in our lives and especially how we share that with our kids. Gifts of spirit excel those of matter. Instead of spending time in interacting with the children, parents often give gifts of money, cars, watches, etc. to show their affection. This is a terrible mistake. A family should provide vital associations. It is not so much money and external glamour, but a vital atmosphere that gives something precious to an individual that he cannot get elsewhere. The best gift that parents can give their children is their company, their own time. Sit with your child, talk, share, make the child so confident that the child can open up his or her heart to you. In such an atmosphere, there is a mutual blessing. When you see your child expressing himself openly with trust, there is a feeling of fulfillment, and in turn, you can then help your child in the best possible way. Where there is real communication, each family member learns about the problems of others and helps them to handle those problems. But when your relationship consists of just giving and receiving in an external and materialistic way, then the relationship remains shallow. People try to take advantage of each other rather than to help each other. Children wait until the parents go out and then they make a monkey dance in the house. So, when the cat is away, the mice play. That should not be the way, though. You should make your presence so blissful and pleasant that they enjoy being with you and they enjoy listening to um, getting guided from you, listening to stories and important things for their development. So spend time with your kids. That is the best investment. Interacting among family members. In a family, everyone learns to interact with people at all different stages of life. As a child grows up, he or she interacts with older people and with younger people, with grandparents and parents, with brothers and sisters. That becomes the basis of a healthy psychological development. Otherwise, there is something lacking. Interaction is extremely important for a perfect development of personality. If older people are rushed away from the family and put into old age homes, a child loses valuable interaction with them. There is a void created in families because of the absence of grandparents. That part of the education of children is missing in most families of the West due to stressful lives and difficult situations. So, as a result, children are psychologically unable to handle the concepts of aging and death, and this has many repercussions, so much so that it makes them abnormal sometimes. The presence of an old person in a family is to be viewed as an auspicious presence. No matter in which way a person may age, in a cultured society, one must turn to the old person with respect. Sometimes old people will develop a strange nature, but despite that, the family should not be disrespectful towards them. Rather, they should always worship them. You must always turn to the feet of your grandmother, no matter how senile or old she may be. There are these are the blessings in a family. So the two blessings are children and elders. No matter how childish your children are, you turn to them with affection. And similarly, no matter how old the older people may become, or sometimes even stubborn, you turn to them with adoration. Those who have not practiced sadhana or spiritual discipline and are aging become uncontrolled. They cannot help it, But even that type of behavior is not completely out of place. Rather, it can give to a sensitive person growing in a family the message that let me not become like that. So we learn from everyone. Instead of hating, you become more sympathetic and realize that if you're not careful, you will become the same. Education that comes through family is a sustaining education. You cannot get it in universities. A child receives one type of education from the mother, another from the father, another from an elderly person. All contribute to the building up of his personality, and if one or two persons in a family are not normal, even that helps the child realize what he must overcome in life. Further, insight must develop that family relationship is based on karma. Souls have come together for a purpose. Through a particular interaction, though it is apparently pleasant or painful, it may be right or wrong, it has a spiritual significance. Sometimes great personalities come out of bitter families. Meera, for example, found herself in a family situation where she had nothing but bitterness from everyone, yet she became a great saint. Thus, seen from a broader perspective, everything has its purpose. But this does not mean that you should condone a lack of spirituality and disharmony in a family. Rather, you should continue to promote harmony to the best of your capacity. If the family environment is not based on spiritual values, generally that family becomes a basis for creating weak willed personalities. So let us move to legal freedom versus real freedom. In Western culture, according to the law, a child is legally on their own at age 21. Legally, they can do whatever they want without restriction from the parents. In India, there is a family pressure that continues all through life, giving a protective hand to the children. Children should not look forward to that type of freedom in which they can do anything they want without asking their parents. Rather, they should develop a friendship with their parents so that even when they become adults, the parents remain their friends. Freedom from parents is not really any freedom at all. It will put a young man in the most miserable situation. The best freedom is when you have a friend, a guide in your father, your mother, your elders. Securing their blessing and love is very important. There must be an interaction between children and parents in which the parents are ready to sacrifice their old values when necessary and to adjust to the present demands, and the children will sacrifice the temptations that pressure their minds. Now, let's move on to arranged marriages and how they happen or used to happen in India. In India, arranged marriages are based on dowries and decisions that are influenced by how much money the girl's father will give. Not always, but this is generally the masses how they operate. That type of arrangement is absolutely wrong and a bad tradition, and of course, it is against the law in India now. But that was the tradition that the girl side was supposed to give lots of gifts to the groom. The dowry system is what it was called. So this, it has existed. This system degrades the loving relationship, and educated people here should influence India to abolish it. So that should be no longer tolerated, and many educated families are now turning away from that tradition, which was not a very good one, of the dowry. The dowry should be an expression and token of love. Gifts should be given as symbols of a natural feeling, not as a part of a business arrangement. Otherwise, anyone who is blessed with a baby daughter is not blessed but rather cursed. As soon as the child is born, the father begins to think about how much money it will take to get her married, and that is highly degrading. If Hindu parents of westernized children choose to follow the ancient tradition and insist on exercising their authority to arrange marriage, then the children will wait with great patience until legal age and then do what they want. If the arrangement of marriage is based only on an inflexible idea of parents, then their authority will be worth nothing in the West. But if the arranged marriage is based upon the children's trust in their parents, it is far better. After all, who would care more for their children than the parents themselves? In Hindu tradition, the emphasis is not given to love marriages, but to a marriage of mature judgment. Naturally, it is the ideal Hindu setup in that a young boy or girl growing in the West should seek the guidance of his parents, and it is through that guidance that the young person will know whom to choose as a mate. As they grow up, your children should learn to think in a mature way and use their intellect. They should learn to make decisions along with you in a spirit of cooperation and friendship. They must feel that you understand them and try to help them. They must genuinely value your opinion. It is a parent's great duty to earn the friendship, trust, and respect of their children. It causes much pain and distress in a family when there is no harmony or friendship. That friendship and harmony always require some sacrifice, some adjustment, but the fruit of that sacrifice is indeed very sweet and profound. Cultural education has to be planted in the hearts of children so that they can choose their marriage partners for themselves in the right way, and they can remain friends with their parents as they grow up and begin their own families. If this does not happen, then there are going to be some negative results. So, with this, we conclude our satsang for today, and I will see you in tomorrow's satsang. This is Swami Nikhilananda. Hari Om Tat Sat.